under the mud. My baby pays the bill. She's rolling in the dough and making deals. Cause she's a bomb.
What's up, my beautiful jewels? Welcome to my channel, Jade Thajewel. I'm Jade. J-A-D-E. Yes, honey, that's me. AKA Jade, the motherfucking jewel, make your man nigga drool. J to the A to the D to the E. Okay? I'm just playing. What's good, y'all? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Jade. If you've been here and you've been rocking with me, then what's good? What's poppin', my beautiful jewel? I hope you're doing amazing, having an amazing day. Any of these bitches trying you? No, because they know not to, okay? But I am here today with a different video. I know my subscribers are definitely not used to seeing this kind of content on my channel, but I decided that I want to kind of mix together different topics regarding beauty, fun, and tips. I want to have fun on my channel. I want to talk about real-ish on my channel, and I also want to put beauty on my channel. So I want to integrate all of that into my content, and I have to make my channel something that I'm happy with and that I like to do. So lately I've been doing a lot of beauty because that's what I'm used to doing, but now I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone and I'm actually going to talk about problems, okay, things that I want to talk about. So as you saw from the thumbnail and as well as the title, I will be talking about that's right, problems that brown skin, dark skin black girls face. Okay, this is problems that all of my chocolate queens and princesses face on the day-to-day basis, and that you will probably face in your life. Every single one of these that I've wrote down are things that I have experienced. Some of you may be able to relate to me, some of you may not be able to, but I will be discussing problems. I've wrote them down so far. With all that I've written, I think I have about 13 problems that I have faced as a chocolate chick. Okay, so I will be discussing those, and without further ado, let's talk about this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so disclaimer. Well, not really a disclaimer. Let me just say this to begin with. I have faced every single one of these problems. It's just something that I've dealt with in my lifetime. Being a chocolate girl, it can be kind of hard in America. You know what I mean? Face ass. But like I faced a lot of problems, you know, growing up, dealing whether it's with boys or girls or teachers or grown women, grown people. These are problems that I have really faced, and you know, I just wonder sometimes, you know, if I wasn't, you know, the shade of beautiful melanin that I am, would I have faced them? You know what I mean? Would I have gone through these certain things? You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna start talking about it. I do want to give out a little shout out to my hair. Shout out to myself, girl. That's right, I did these Bantu knots by myself. Very proud of myself, girl. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with problem number 1 that brown skin and dark skin girls face. Okay, so number 1, having caution shooting your shot. Like, I remember talking to my mom about this. She was like, girl, you shouldn't be shooting your shot anyways. A man's supposed to shoot their shot, and that is so true. Like, men are supposed to go out and go get it and shoot their shot. But you know, this is 2020. Girls shoot their shot more often now, so you know, it's like whatever. But I've always like had some sort of caution in myself with shooting my shot, because like when you think about shooting your shot as a brown skin, dark skin girl, you always have to think like, oh, does he even like black girls? And he'll say, yeah, I like black girls, but what kind of black girls? Do you like the chocolate black girls? You know what I mean? So it's like, you always have to have that thought in the back of your head, regardless of how fine he is or whatever. He could be the finest man on earth. You always have to ask yourself that question. You always have to be cautious, because it's like, he may say, oh, I don't like dark skin girls. Like, I ain't really with all that. And it's just like, man, what?
Bitch, what? Bitch, what?
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? So yeah, that's number 1. Always having to have caution when shooting your shot with guys, because it's just like, do you like black girls? And do you like chocolate black girls. You know what I mean? It's a difference when you ask, do you like black girls? Because sometimes when they envision black girls, they think of a light-skinned girl with curly hair. But what people don't understand, sometimes a lot of different races other than black don't understand is that there's so many complexions in the black community. There's so many shades of melanin. So it's like, what kind of melanin do you like? Do you like this one? Because if you like this one, then okay. But if you like, you know, the lighter melanated girls, then, and you don't like my kind, then, you know, let me know, because I don't want to do the BS, okay? So that's that. That's number one, having caution shooting your shot. And then number two is always being considered the exception. Like, oh my God, I went through this with every person that I've ever talked to. Like, every person I've ever talked to in my lifetime has always done this to me. And when I say the exception, I mean like this. All right, you talking to a guy, y'all are talking, you know, he says this.
I really don't date dark-skinned girls. I usually date light-skinned girls. I don't really mess with dark-skinned girls like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh.
But yeah, you pretty though, so yeah, I don't mind.
Like, boy, do it look like I care? Like, you know what I mean? It's like being considered an exception. And where I'm from down south. They don't even say dark-skinned girl. They say black girl. They say black girl. They say black girl. Black is a race, first and foremost. So any of my guys watching this and you're a colorist, let me break it down to you so it will forever be broken, boo-boo.
Savant, I want you to go ahead and break it down for those who don't quite understand what I'm talking about. Break it down for them, bro.
Oh, well, hold up. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke. Okay. All right.
Okay, let me tell you. Black is a race. Within the black community, you have lots of shades and lots of complexions, okay? So, from where I'm from, they say black girls as in referring to dark-skinned girls. So he'll say to me,
I usually don't talk to black girls.
oh, you've never talked to a black girl before?
Nah.
So you never talked to a black girl?
I mean, like, yeah, but she was light. I ain't talked like no black girl.
What? Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, they disassociate light-skinned girls from the black community where I'm from. Like, they will disassociate light-skinned girls from the black community and call dark-skinned girls just black girls. Like, that light-skinned girl is a black girl too, you know what I mean? Like, we're all black girls, we just come in different shades and complexions. So that's a number two, always being considered the exception. It's like, oh, well, you pretty, so I can talk to you, or, oh, well, you got a fat ass, so I can talk to you, you know what I mean? It's like an exception with everything. It's like, oh, I'm not just talking to you because I find you attractive, but you're dark-skinned, so that knocks you down a couple points, so you're an exception to my norm, you know what I mean? So I've always went through that. Like, everybody that I've ever talked to has done that to me. I don't know if it's a down south thing. People from up north can let me know, but I've always went through that. It's always like you're an exception with everything. Okay, so number three was not being accepting of ourselves, hair, claiming to be mixed, etc. I feel like within this community, within the black community, a lot of times we are so excited to know that we're a percent of something, you know what I mean? I have went through it when it comes to the hair thing. Like, I remember being really young and always wanting super long hair. Like, I had a white friend and she had really long hair, and I've never had really long hair, you know what I mean? I just never did. I guess it's genetics, you know, but I just never ever had super long hair. And I remember being 5 and 6 and just wanting long hair so bad to the point that when I would wear extensions, or like my mom would add a little hair to my hair, you know, with the little braids or something like that, I would say it was mine, you know what I mean? I would be like, here, this my shit, this mine, yeah, that's your hair, you know, yeah, that's mine. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of us have went through that, whether we want to accept the fact that we have or not. But, you know, recognizing that you have done that, accepting that you have done that, and moving on from the fact that you have done that is growth. So no longer am I, you know, desperate to have long hair and things of that nature. I actually flattered my hair a while ago, but still, I flattered my hair and I actually wore my natural hair for a change. You know what I mean? Like, I wore my natural hair, and it's been a long time since I've been comfortable to wear my natural hair, because being in school, you know, they used to do this thing to me where they were like, oh, you bald head, you know what I mean? And I don't know why, but that made me want to just boop, 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 you know what I mean? Just knock a nigga out, like, for real. That used to make me mad, because I hated being called bald headed, even though I didn't have a head full of hair, like, one, like, my hair was down my asshole and then, but it was just like, damn, you ain't gotta call me bald head, you know what I mean? Or I remember Yaga, it was this boy, and he says, yeah, you don't got enough hair for Yaga. And that's the kind of stuff that will make you have issues mentally and physically looking at yourself like, I'm not pretty enough. You know what I mean? I remember that, and I've always longed for long hair. And another thing is, you know, like, when it comes to claiming to be mixed, a lot of black girls will do that. A lot of black girls will do that. Oh, I'm mixed with da-da-da-da-da, I'm mixed with Like, you're not mixed with nothing, girl. You black, and that is, you should be proud of that. But we are not. You know what I mean? We're not proud of being 100% black. It's like, and a lot of times when people ask, are you mixed? They're referring to the fact that they find you attractive. Because they're like, oh, no, ain't no way in hell you all the way black and you just attractive. Like, yes, it's beauty and blackness, sweetie. Understand that. You know what I mean? Like, it's beauty and blackness. And I don't need to be mixed in order for you to justify why I'm pretty. You know what I mean? Like, accept the fact that you are black, my beautiful black girls. You're not mixed, you're black, okay? You're black. You're not mixed with Brazilian and what else y'all do? What they be saying? Oh, I'm half Puerto Rican. Like, girl, shut your ass up. No, you're not. I saw your mom and daddy, girl. You're 100% black, and you're absolutely beautiful, and so is your family, okay? You're black. Okay? So that's number 3, not being accepting of ourselves when it comes to hair or our race or ethnicity, shall I say. So yes. Okay, so then number 4 is definitely a big one for my chocolate queens and princesses. Growing up and being bullied. I mean, like, has every girl not been bullied? Or just, like, I don't want to make the assumption that every chocolate girl has been bullied. You know what I mean? Not everybody has, but, and I wouldn't say that I was just drowned in being bullied based off my skin complexion, but I definitely did face some bullies that would make fun of my skin complexion. For example, one time, oh, this one hurts. Yeah, they hit me with that one. Doesn't even hurt.
They hit me with that one. Doesn't even hurt. At this point, I'm numb. There's no feelings, so you can't even hurt me.
You know what I mean? But anyways, I remember being in 5th grade, and it was this boy, and I was in class, and he would always mess with me. And you know when you tell a teacher, oh, Miss So-and-so, he keep messing with me. Oh, sweetie, he probably likes you. So, you know, boys mess with you when they like you. Like, oh, okay, that makes me feel a lot more better and flattered that this boy is sitting up here bullying me. But the fact that he likes me and you're telling me that makes it okay. Great. Like, it's not. Like, it's not okay. But anyways, it was this boy, and he would bully me all the time. And I'll never forget him saying to me, Jade, y'all don't know my real name. And you won't know until I tell you. But he would be like, Jade. He said, Jade burnt like an Oreo. Now, we had a substitute. She was a black woman, darker than me. And I told her, I said, hey, Miss blah, blah, blah. He told me I'm black, I'm burnt like an Oreo. That's not cool. Can you get on him? Instead of her checking him, be like, hey, that's not cool. Watch your mouth. She looks at me and just turns away and shakes her head like, no. You know what I mean? Not taking up for me. Not taking up for me. You know, and as a teacher, if there's some teachers watching this, y'all need to get on that type of stuff. Say something to the kids. Just walking away is something that will always be in my mind. That lady didn't take up for me, and that was jacked up. And I will never forget it. Okay, I will never forget it. Forgiven but never forgotten, okay? I will remember that to the day that I die, and I will also remember that boy. I'm trying to do a SoundCloud now. Anyways, but yes, a lot of us have grew up being bullied by our peers, all because of our skin tone. And I remember being in high school, and there was this boy, very, very dark boy, very melanated, very melanated. Yeah, he was like, that boy's skin looked like, you ever see somebody so chocolate that like their skin looks like it's like a pearl? Like, not even a pearl. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they have shimmers in their skin. Remember on Twilight with Edward when he had shimmer skin, but yeah, like that. He was a really chocolate boy, and I remember everybody in the class used to make fun of him because he was dark skinned. And you know, he came up to me thinking that I was gonna be like that, but I was raised not to ever make fun of anybody for their skin tone because my mother grew up being discriminated against because of her skin tone, because my mom is a dark skinned woman. So I would never in my life make fun of anybody because of their skin tone. He thought I was, when the lights went on, I was gonna make fun of him. And I told him, nah, I'm not gonna make fun of you. I think your skin tone is absolutely beautiful. You know, and you could tell that was like for him, because I'm sure he doesn't get that often because people are always making fun of somebody's skin tone. You know what I mean? So that's number 4, growing up being bullied all because you a chocolate chick. Girl. So number 5 is what did I say? Irritation with the media. You making us look bad. Their skin girl representation. TikTok boys for clout. Oh, irritation with the media. This one really bugs me. Okay, so this really is geared more towards like TikTok because I've seen a lot of things happen on TikTok regarding dark-skinned girls. Okay, like let's start with an example. All right, so a guy will show a host like a big thing of pictures that he likes, right? Of the types of girl that he likes. And he puts like some dark-skinned girls in there. And everybody like, ooh, he like dark-skinned girls, ooh. But then you look up his past 3 ex-girlfriends and they're all light-skinned. Like, quit lying, you know what I mean? Or I would see like girls would ask in a fine guy's comments, do you like dark-skinned girls? And he would say, yeah, but you know what I mean? And I would see other girls react to it and be like, you're making us look bad. Like, I don't know why the media has done this. I feel like because dark-skinned girls, we have been, you know, voicing our problems out a lot more. You know, that people are finally starting to talk about it and try to give us recognition and some love, that they're using that to get clout. You know what I mean? They're using that to get clout. So even though they don't like dark-skinned girls, they'll post and say that they like dark-skinned girls just so they can get some likes on their TikTok. You know what I mean? Instead of keeping it 100, you know? So that's number 5. I don't know about y'all, but I am getting irritated with the social media, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, when they keep doing this. They keep acting like it. You know what I mean? Just keep it 100. And even though it may hurt some of our feelings, like, hey, you don't like dark-skinned girls, da da da. I would rather somebody keep it 100 than to be acting. That's just me. I don't know about y'all. Okay, and then number 6, having to do our research. Now this comes back to kind of to number 1, having caution when shooting your shot. This is number 6 though. This is having to do our research because y'all like black girls. Like, boy, shut your ass. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, whatever. But this is when he's cute. He says he likes black girls. So now I gotta turn to FBI agent, inspect the gadget, and see what his past looks like. Is your ex chocolate? Is your ex chocolate? Is your ex after the ex before the ex chocolate? You know what I mean? Like, I gotta look at that kind of thing because I gotta do my research on you because I don't know because I don't want to be feeling like an exception and I don't want you to value me less because of my chocolateness. Okay, so I gotta do my research on you and make sure that you checking out with what you said. Okay, so yeah, that's number 6, having to do our research. I don't know if y'all do, but I definitely do my research because I ain't got time to be playing no games. I don't play no games. This ain't no Monopoly, baby. Okay, I don't play no games. Okay, so then number 7 is assuming there's love somewhere else, other races. Oh my gosh, we all don't want to admit this, but we all have done it just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I'm not gonna say everybody, but some of us have. And this happens a lot within our community because so many times by black men we're disrespected, or we feel so low in our community that we're like, man, forget black guys. I'm about to go date me a white boy. I'm about to go get me an Asian boy. I'm about to go get me an Italian. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we like, girl, ain't nobody got time for them. So we look for love in other races and come to find out they don't like us neither. You know what I mean? So it's just like, damn, don't nobody like us. But we do assume that there's love in other races, you know, and I think we all had that one girl at our school that we just knew, and she was a chocolate girl that we just knew wasn't going to grow up and date a black boy. Why? Because she was in school and black boys never talked to her. Black boys never looked at her. Black boys always made fun of her. So she goes to a white guy or Asian guy or whoever, what kind of guy, any guy besides black, because she's like, black boys don't like me, black boys don't love me, black boys don't respect me, so I have to go find love elsewhere because other races don't treat me like this. But I feel like we've all have done that, you know, in our lives, and we all know a girl that just doesn't date black guys, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's number 7, assuming that there's love somewhere else. And let me be straight up and direct with you. I live down south, okay? I don't know what it's like up north, but I live down south. And sweetie, all that thinking that it's loving other places, they may not seem racist at first, but there is definitely a lot of prejudice going on in other races, okay? You may think that there's love, but they may like you because you're not loud and ghetto and this and that. Like, I've had guys that are white say, oh, I really like you, but they would talk about how they didn't like black girls because they were loud. But well, you're not loud, so you know what I mean? Just like stuff like that, like, oh, I'm not the stereotype that you have in your head, so it's okay for you to like me. You know what I mean? Like, suck it, you know? So that's number 7.
Oh my gosh, I put up a 6 for 7. Don't judge me.
Assume there's love somewhere else, honey. I know black men are very disrespectful sometimes, but there has to be some black men out there that respect us, okay? So yes. And then number 8, okay? This is number 8. No one understands or tries to understand us, okay? Now, let me give an example of this situation. All right, boom. So when I was in middle school, I was on this dance team called the Pom Squad, right? And the Pom Squad, you basically would dance. You know, we were like the cheerleader majorettes in one. You know what I mean? So I was co-captain. It was 2 co-captains, me and this other girl, and then captain. So we were getting ready to go out and dance. I believe it was homecoming. We were getting ready to go out and dance. And we had this teacher. Our coach was light-skinned, but she understood what we like to do with our makeup and stuff like that. And I was the makeup girl. I was always doing hair and makeup. You know, I guess that's why I was co-captain. But I was always doing hair and makeup. Everybody always came to me to do hair and makeup. But my teacher brought in another coach because our coach would always say, I'm not going to just be the only one that's coaching you because I don't ever want you guys to only feel comfortable with me. I want you guys to learn how to work with other people. So she would always bring in other people. So the lady that she brought in was a light-skinned woman. And she brought this pink lipstick, okay, girl? Pink, like hot pink lipstick for everybody to wear. So, trying to be obedient to the woman, everybody puts on a lipstick. Put it on, right? All the light-skinned girls look cute and pretty, right? And all the light-skinned girls were feeling, they were like, ooh, yeah, I'm feeling this. But all of the chocolate girls, we were looking at each other like, girl, oh, hell no. We were all looking at each other like, hell no, this doesn't look cute on me. I don't feel pretty with this on. You know what I mean? We just weren't feeling it. We didn't feel it. We weren't feeling it. We really looked crazy and nobody was feeling it. But being the outspoken person that I am, I came up to her, the other coach that gave us this lipstick, and I was like, this isn't working out for us. And I just said us, pointing at all the chocolate girls that were behind me looking all crazy at each other. And immediately she gets defensive and is like, oh, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. Like, she didn't want to hear us out. You know what I mean? She didn't want to hear out that we weren't feeling pretty in it because she didn't understand what it felt like to not feel pretty in pink lipstick because she's not a dark-skinned girl. You know what I mean? Like, girl, you can't tell me that this is pretty. You know what I mean? Just because you look good in it don't mean that I'm gonna look good in it. And no, none of the chocolate girls, none of us were feeling it. And I was the only one that spoke up and said something. All of them were agreeing with me, but they never voiced themselves. So it seemed like, oh, she's just being a-hole. She's just being a B, da-da-da-da. Like, I'm the asshole. But really, everybody else was feeling this way. But I was the only one that spoke up, puss assholes. But, but for real, though, like I said, number 8, I feel like no one tries to understand this. That's a perfect example of someone of a lighter skin tone not understanding where I'm coming from when I say, I don't feel pretty in this. You know what I mean? And this can apply to many situations, like maybe talking to a lighter skin friend who just doesn't understand or doesn't try to understand what you're saying. But that's definitely a perfect example of what I mean when I say, sometimes they just don't try to understand. Immediately she got defensive and was like, no, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. Don't do that. Because she was making it seem like I was trying to make it a division thing. Like, oh, they look pretty and we don't. Like, it wasn't that. I'm just telling you straight up that this doesn't look good on chocolate girls. And none of us are feeling this. We didn't feel pretty in that. You know what I mean? It wasn't working for us, personally. Okay? So, number 9, which this is mine. Number 9. We are always picked last or never picked at all. Okay. Now, I have examples for everything. So with this example, when I was in high school, we used to play this game called Smash or Pass in history class. That rhymes. So we used to play Smash or Pass in history class. And basically, me and my friends and a guy and his friends would sit across from each other, and we would pull up pictures on Instagram of different girls, different guys, and be like, hey, smash or pass, right? So we would do that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I noticed that every time I would show a dark-skinned girl, look, nah, pass. Why you pass? I don't really like dark-skinned girls. You know what I mean? Every time. And they would be dark-skinned themselves. That would really prick me. But we're always picked last or never picked at all, strictly because of our skin tone. And is that not the most effed up stuff ever? Like, someone not finding you pretty just because you're dark skinned. You know what I mean? Like, that blows my mind. And I remember the girl that I showed, she is literally so pretty, but the guy didn't choose her all because she was dark skinned. I'm not going to say her name, but she's a really big Instagrammer, and she's like literally drop dead gorgeous. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's a dark skinned girl, but the guy didn't choose her all because she was dark skinned. So that's number 9. I always feel like we're picked last or never picked at all. Number 10, we are always, what did I say? We always seen as problems or haters when we are valued. Oh, okay. So number 10 is we're always seen as haters, or, you know, we're hating on somebody because we're talking about an issue. An example of this situation, one time I was talking to this guy, and I was talking to him about colorism in the black community because he himself was a colorist, obviously, like a lot of guys down south. But he was a colorist, and I was talking to him of just breaking down, you know, what colorism is like, you know, what it is, and how he needs to understand this. And instead of trying to understand me, he made it seem like I was hating on light skin girls. Like, are you intimidated by light skin girls? Like, first of all, hold up, wait a minute. Stop right there. Young man, stop right there, sir. Okay, I'm not intimidated of anybody. I'm telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Like, they value a lighter woman over a dark skinned woman. And that's the truth. That's mad facts. But it was like I'm coming off as a hater because I'm telling him what's up. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to try to understand you and feel where you're coming from. Mind you, his mom was a dark-skinned woman. But instead of trying to understand me, it's like, oh, you hating. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you hating on her because she light-skinned. Like, I've never hated on anybody because of a skin tone. One time I ever hated in my life was in 5th grade because the girl was smarter than me. And I was used to being the smartest in the class. That was the only time I ever hated on somebody, and I got over that real quick because my mama always told me there's always going to be somebody cuter than you, prettier than you, smarter than you, better than you, whatever you want to do. There's always going to be somebody that's going to do it better. And you got to accept that and move on and be the best that you can be. So, no, I wasn't jealous. I was just telling him what it was. But it's like we're always seen as haters. Like, oh, y'all hating on light-skinned girls. Y'all hating on light-skinned girls. Like, like, girl, no, nobody's hating. We just telling you facts. You know what I mean? So that's number 10. And then number 11, let me turn the page. Okay, so then number 11, I feel like, let me see a problem. This may, you know, make some people feel some type of way when I say this, but sometimes I feel like lighter skinned girls feel like there's a problem when the darker girls are chosen. And let me give an example. So I had this friend. She wasn't really a friend, come to find out, but I had this friend, and she wasn't light skinned, but she was like a light caramel or caramel, whatever you want to pronounce it as. And she had like this really pretty hair. She had like this really pretty curly hair, right? Really, very beautiful hair. And she was mixed. She was Mexican and black, okay? And I remember one time we was at the table, lunch table, and I was with this other friend that I used to hang out with. We were all sitting at the table. It was my friend with the curly hair, and then it was my other friend. She also had really pretty hair too. And we were all sitting at the table, and everybody always loves my edges. And she was asking me, she was like, hey, Jay, how do you do your edges like that? Man, that's so cute. And I'm trying to tell her, oh, girl, I use some Eco Styler, and then I brush, and then I put my scarf on. And my friend interrupts me and is like, oh, I just use water on my hair. And I remember my other friend who asked me about my edges just looked at her and was like, I didn't ask you. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. I feel like sometimes girls of a lighter complexion will have a problem when it's the dark-skinned girl being asked about her hair or being chosen over her, because it's not known to them that, yes, people find dark-skinned girls pretty too, sweetie. Sorry, surprise, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, yes, people find dark-skinned girls prettier. Even when I came to class, that same friend who did that to me with the, oh, I just used water on my hair, when I came to class, she was the it girl. But when I came, I didn't go to that school, but I transferred from one school to the other. When I came to her school, we really didn't mess with each other like that. Why? Because she was the girl, she was the it girl. Everybody was oohing and ahhing over her long curly hair and oohing and ahhing over her skin tone. And then it was like, oh, I came, and then everybody started to like me, and it was like, oh, who does this bitch think she is? Who does she think? What she think she got on me? I use water on my hair. What the hell? You know what I mean? So I do feel like sometimes lighter-skinned girls can have an issue when it's them that's not chosen, because they're so used to being chosen, and they're so used, and they know that majority of the time they will be chosen over dark-skinned girls strictly because of their skin tone. You know what I mean? So when they're not chosen and I am, or they're not chosen and another dark-skinned or brown-skinned girl is chosen, it's like not known to man that, oh yes, people do find us attractive. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So that's number 11. I feel like sometimes lighter-skinned women can see a problem when we are chosen. I said what I said. Then number 12. Oh my goodness. If you're a brown-skinned or dark-skinned girl and you have a lighter sibling, oh my God. Having a lighter sibling can be so detrimental to your character, to your confidence, to everything about you, because when people see your sibling or your light-skinned sister or whatever, they immediately recognized her skin tone. I'll never forget, I was in this group and middle school. You know how you have like your clubs, and I remember my club had went on a trip to a restaurant, and we went to the corn maze. And on the trip to the restaurant, me and this girl that I didn't know, we were getting to know each other. We were sitting down on the bus, and she was showing me a picture of her sister, and then I showed her a picture of my sister. Now the girl that was with me, she was a light-skinned girl, and so was her sister. But me being the chocolate girl I am, I show my sister, which is way lighter than me. I show her a picture of my sister. She says to me, oh, your sister's way prettier than you. She's light-skinned. You know what I mean? It's just that type of stuff right there. Having a light-skinned sibling as a dark-skinned girl can just be heartbreaking sometimes. Like, I remember sometimes, you know, and it's really big of me to say this because it's like a really hard pill to swallow, but I remember being, you know, having a crush on somebody or something, and my sister would come into the room, and everybody's always oohing and ahhing over light skin, that like when she comes into the room, I'm not noticed anymore. You know what I mean? So, but I never felt any jealousy towards my sister regardless, because that's my sister and I'm gonna love her whatever anybody says. You know what I mean? But just having a lighter sibling, period, instead of people recognizing your similarities, there's completely a big difference, because, oh, she's light-skinned, you're dark-skinned. So there's like, what the hell? How your sister lighter than you? And where I'm from, they don't even say light-skinned. They say light-skinned. That's what they say. They country as hell down here. But having a lighter sibling can just be sometimes really sad, because as a brown-skinned girl growing up in school, if your sister walked into the room, everybody's oohing on over her light skin or talking, and then when she leaves, everybody's talking about how you're dark-skinned and she's light-skinned. Or, you know, even with family sometimes, you know, family can be colors too. Everybody's oohing and ahhing over her because she has light skin and nobody looks your way. You know what I mean? So that would happen, and that's just was what it was. You know what I mean? So if you have a light skin sibling, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even with the situation with, what's that girl's name who sings Boot Up? You know, her mom is a dark skinned woman, and she's a light skinned girl, but it's a light skinned daughter and a dark skinned mother, and everybody's like, ooh, big difference. When they look literally identical, the only differentiation between the two is the fact that they have different skin tones. They look like twins. Literally. But it's just, oh, she's light-skinned and she's dark-skinned. You know, that's all that they see. So it's just like, whatever. And then number 13 is the pretty to be a dark-skinned girl thing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that I faced this specifically, like that specific term. My mother has told me about her receiving that phrase a lot, but I've never specifically faced that. But I know a lot of dark-skinned girls, a lot of brown-skinned girls that have faced pretty to be a dark-skinned girl. I wouldn't say that people would immediately just say, oh, you're pretty to be a dark-skinned girl, but they would ask questions like, are you mixed? You know what I mean? Which is definitely a, oh, you're pretty to be black, you must be mixed with something. You know what I mean? Or, like I said, feeling like they're an exception. You know what I mean? So pretty to be a dark-skinned girl. Back. Oh, okay, and then number 14. number 14 is this one right here. This was one that I faced personally, but I did face it, and I knew that it was specifically had to do with my chocolateness. This was in middle school, okay, and I'll give you an example. Okay, so it was this girl, and I was always a big fashionista, you know what I mean? I've always been a fashionista. I've always loved fashion. I've always dressed up for school, for anything, whether it's go to the grocery store, girl, whether it's to go to the corner store, a skating ring, anything. I'm dressing up. I gotta look fly, you know what I mean? So that was me, you know, and I won best dress in middle school too, twice. So I was a fashionista, and I still am to this day, So I remember it was this girl, and she was a light-skinned girl, and she would steal my outfits all the time. I'm gonna get to it. Just wait a minute. It's coming. She would take my outfits all the time, right? Mind you, I would wear this outfit the day before she even thought about it. Before she even thought about it, I would wear the outfit, and then she would look at me and then take the outfit, right? But let me tell you this. Instead of it being an equal thing, like, oh, we both look cute, this is what people would do. When I wore my original fit, everyone would be like, all the girls would be like, who does she think she is? She thinks she all that, who this hoe thinks she is? She ain't nobody. She thinks she the ish, da-da-da-da. But when the light-skinned girl would take my outfit and wear it, everybody was like, oh my God, girl, you're so pretty and cute and cutesy and you know what I mean? And that's a problem right there, because I do feel like sometimes light-skinned girls are seen as more feminine and pretty. Like, why is it that she's getting away with the same outfit that I just wore yesterday? Y'all was hating on me and time, but I think I'm all of that, and I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. If I am a bag of chips, honey, I'm Takis because I'm hot, poo. But anyways, you know, y'all were looking at me like I think I'm all that in a bag of chips, but when she wears the same outfit that I just had, that was my fit, y'all oohing on over her like I didn't just wear that. You know what I mean? It's okay when she does it because light-skinned girls are seen as the pretty girls or whatever. But when I did it, it's like, who does this dark-skinned think she is? You know what I mean? Who does this girl think she is? She thinks she's somebody. You know what I mean? And that was something that I would go through literally on a weekly basis, because she would steal my outfits every week. She would steal my outfits every week. And y'all be thinking somebody capping when they say, she stole my outfit. No, I'm dead ass. I'm not kidding. This girl would steal my outfit from the belt to the shoe. You know what I mean? I wasn't a girl that would wear Jordans, but she would put hers on with Jordans. I would have flats. You know what I mean? I couldn't afford Jordans, okay? And I still won't buy Jordans. I'm not buying those $250 ass shoes. That's just it. But still, that happened to me a lot, and I knew why. So that's number 14. So, yeah. Those are my 13 problems that black girls face, my chocolate queens and princesses. Those are problems that I faced growing up. Those are problems that I still will probably continue to face, unfortunately. But this is just the society that we live in. My advice to any brown skin or dark skin girl watching this, just know that you're beautiful and that you don't need anyone's confirmation to tell you so. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many people call you pretty, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then you'll never have enough confidence at all. So, remember, keep your head up, queens, and know that you are a jewel, so you must what? Shine, okay? Bye, y'all. See you in the next video. Peace.